We're in it.
And we're recording.
Yes.
I don't trust you.
Now, first things first.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you guys for tuning in, as always. You probably noticed that we're in a different location.
Yeah.
It's weird because we've actually recorded 3 other podcasts at this location. They just haven't come out yet.
Yeah.
But we plan on releasing this either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably tomorrow.
Cool.
So, because, we want to get this one out fast because the whole podcast is going to be over the current issue.
You know it, the illness going around.
Yeah.
We'll try our best not to talk about it because you get killed in search rankings if you talk about the name.
Oh, search rankings. Yeah.
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 I mean,
yeah.
you also get demonetized, but we're not making any money off this, so.
Yeah, we're talking about it. We're not saying the name.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
I mean, we can. I guess it doesn't matter. Fuck it.
Yeah, COVID-19.
Sure.
That's what it's over.
There we go.
Loud ass car going by. So yeah, this podcast, we don't really know how long it's gonna go.
Yeah.
We don't really know all that we're gonna cover, but here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not experts, okay? We don't claim to be experts on the subject.
Not even close.
What's going on. Our mission here is to just tell you guys personal stories that we've experienced over the past week and a couple weeks, and just our take on it, how it's affected our business,
Yeah.
us personally, and just what the future holds for us. So with that,
Mm-hmm.
Julie and I went on a trip, right?
Yeah.
And we get back. We were gone for 2 days. We get back, and Julie's mom looks over our cats. And so when she feeds them, she puts like a bunch of food in the bowl so that, it'll last them all day. But our cats don't know self-control, so they just eat all the food at once, and then they throw up everywhere. So I come home after 2 days and find like a ridiculous, obscene amount of cat vomit. And I'm like, great. This is how it goes, though. This is how it goes when we're out of town. So, I start cleaning everything up. And I go through our roll of paper towels, and I'm like, do we have any more paper towels? I'm like, oh, no, we're all out of paper towels. I'm like, oh, don't worry. I'll pick some up tonight at Dylan's. Not knowing how bad it was.
Mm-hmm.
All I did was pick up cat vomit, you guys. I just needed like 2 more rolls of paper towels. One for our upstairs, one for our downstairs. I go to Dylan's. There's nothing. There are no paper towels, no Kleenex, no toilet paper, no beef, no chicken, no eggs, no milk. What the fuck, guys? What is going on? It's just crazy out there right now.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I have, we've had family members reach out to us and be like, hey, are you doing all right? Do you have those things? And it's like, yeah, luckily, like, we just kept stocked up, like, way before this started, so we're, like, good.
Yeah.
But, Ashley went out, bought some, like, extra snacks to get us ready, like, just in case we were, like, stuck at home. But
yeah.
It's crazy. Like, it's weird because just the other day, one of our clients for our business, I wanted to post a poll that was like, have you been affected by the toilet paper thing yet? And that was when nobody had really even seen, too much of that here. Like, some people started reporting of it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like legit the problem.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But I don't know. I can't believe it's gotten to this point.
I know it's a big meme and stuff with that toilet paper, but like, it's just this fear mentality. I feel like it's people that don't even necessarily, because the whole joke is, what, this isn't a diarrhea disease, you don't need that much toilet paper. But once like a few people do it, other people see that that's what people are doing, and they just lose their mind, they lose their shit, and they're like, oh well, I need to stock up too then. And people are posting photos of empty shelves. That's instilling more fear into people. They're like, shit, I need to go find some, or else I'm never gonna get it again.
Yeah.
It's just what this whole thing is doing to our society is the craziest thing, and I never thought it would ever happen in our lifetime.
I know.
You know what I mean?
It's really crazy. And like, I follow like stock market stuff and like, see that whole side of it. And then, like, today I know you already know, but today I went and bought a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Not for this purpose. We've been, since December, we've needed to get this gun, just because we've wanted one for home protection. We had a homeless person squatting in an abandoned house next door.
Mm-hmm.
Homeless people walk up and down here. Sometimes, one of us is here alone. It's just smart to have some kind of protection. But We put it off and put it off until the worst possible point.
Yeah.
And I go buy it, and there's like no ammunition. The shelves are seriously empty, and that's my first time actually going and seeing like empty shelves somewhere. I think
That makes me wonder, like, what are people worried about? Martial law or people breaking in to steal your shit? Like,
well, I was waiting for them to finish paperwork on that gun. Like,
Yeah.
It was seriously like there was call after call. Like they couldn't handle the amount of calls, people asking if they had ammo.
Oh my
and there was
God.
there was little 8x10 or 9x10s, whatever the normal printing piece of paper, 8.5 by 11 or whatever.
oh
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
called. And they were posted literally every single aisle, every register, everywhere you looked, that just said 3 boxes of ammunition per customer everywhere. So it must have been a problem.
Wow.
The manager was talking to me. He said that once they announced they closed the schools, that's when it went to hell.
Jesus.
Yeah. It was empty. And while I'm waiting in line, there was people just scouring the ammo shelves and like grabbing as many boxes as they could.
That's insane.
Yep. It's insane. It's crazy.
It's a really weird time right now. We both have a couple stories, unique perspectives on when this first started falling out. So Julie and I went to Denver for a Post Malone concert, and pretty much once we got there is when things, media-wise, started getting pretty bad. And there were all sorts of people calling for Post Malone to cancel the concert. They were like, no, like, what you're doing is criminal. You shouldn't be having this. You're going to be responsible for a huge outbreak in Denver, all that stuff. There's a lot of people there. What blew my mind was, and it's what sucks is that it tests your morals in a way. Like, you don't know what is a good thing to do and what is a bad thing to do. Julie and I were debating it for a while. Should we go, or should we stay home and just like self-quarantine? If we go and we make sure to wash our hands and not touch anything, is that fine, or is it just too much of a risk? Are people going to look at us like the assholes if we go to it? It's so I've never had to think this way before,
and
it's messing with me.
Back then, like when you did that, which it wasn't that long ago,
right? It was like last week.
If you look at the span of what's happened,
yeah,
it seems like forever ago.
Yeah,
because of how quick everything's moving. But that was back when half the people were saying wash your hands and shit, and then the other half were saying it was airborne. Like that was before everybody was official. Like it's in like, you know, our government whatever came out and said like it's a droplet virus.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
But then like that was still before that was even like, you know, officially announced that I heard. But this thing, everybody hears so many different things that like nobody knows. So there's
so much misinformation out there. And but yeah, we went. We decided, hey, okay, we'll go. My wife's a nurse. You know, if anybody knows safety when it comes to cleanliness and hygiene and stuff, it's her.
Yeah.
And we didn't like touch anything or anything like that. The only thing we touched was the cups of our drinks. And you know, we made sure to wash our hands several times throughout the concert. But what blew my mind was that as we were leaving on the escalators and the staircases, everybody's just got their hands on it. They're just sliding down. They're immediately touching their face. It's just, it just blows my mind that people, especially in this situation, aren't that aware about what they're doing. And I feel like that's how it spreads for sure. It's just people not even thinking about it.
Totally.
But yeah, we get back, and what's crazy is that I've had a couple friends go to the Blake Shelton concert, which was literally within 48 hours of that Post Malone concert. It was here in Wichita, and that was before all the crazy media fallout. And so everybody was fine with people going to that concert. Mm-hmm. But then it's this one, now that it's in the media, that people were freaking out about. So it's just, we made the decision to do it because it's like, we're going to be safe. It seems like most people are going to get this no matter what. Mm-hmm. But the main thing is to just not come in contact with people that are at risk. Elderly people, for sure. You know, people with underlying issues, what everybody says. Which we won't. But yeah, it's just so weird. It's just so scary. And then you've got the interesting perspective of the parade.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hilarious.
Oh my god. Before I start, can you turn my level up just a little bit?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm quiet. Plus I like start to talk quiet once I hear myself, so it's like helps. Cool.
Better?
Yeah.
Cool.
So is that what the official is? It's like everybody's probably gonna get it. Is that like the official like word on what's happening?
And that's the thing, is that like I hear so many things I see so many things on the internet. You never know which one's true, which one's
Yeah.
accurate. But I've heard that a CDC official on camera, I didn't watch it, but said that most of us are probably going to get it. I saw this one number that said 70% of the U.S. population is probably going to get it. I don't know, but I say just assume that you're going to get it.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's scary.
Why are you guys at my house?
3 of us in this small room right now recording
on
this
now.
podcast.
I know.
Social distancing.
Earlier, I like leaned over Chris's beer to like do something. He was like, okay. But yeah. So my story is my wife and my grandma run the St. Patrick's Day parade here in Wichita, Kansas, and we've been planning it since like October.
So much work.
Yeah, like October, November, and we start taking entries in January. Parade was March 14th is the day that it was supposed to take place, and up until the day before, I think it was the day before, is when we were still like, we're having it.
Yeah.
We are having it. Like, people were pissed.
Yeah.
I was in the Facebook group, like, people were posting the worst comments, fighting in our comments. I read, just in case any of them see this, I read every single one of those comments anybody posted on any parade-related thing. I read every single one and almost responded to every single one. I was like, that's, once you get to a certain level, because I'm famous.
Just gotta be the better person.
But no, yeah, well, you can't respond to people like that because you realize, oh, sweet, none of us know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
None of us know anything. All we've seen is stuff on the internet that other people have posted for the sake of putting it on the internet. And, like, all the stuff that's official from, like, the official people, nobody believes. So it's like,
Right.
So it's ridiculous. And all these people have all these opinions. And, I wanted to keep the parade going. We all were on the side of, we're having the parade no matter what. Probably, not the best if you want to please everybody, but we had so many people begging us not to cancel it, and then we had people calling and begging us, emailing us, begging us to cancel it. Then they announced 250 person or less ban on events.
Right.
An unenforceable ban that, I watched the thing live from our, like, governor, whoever said it, and there was, like, a health official, KU something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I should know who that was. But we started emailing people from the city like, hey, it's fine if we have to cancel it. We just want to know for sure, do we have to cancel it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the case? No one could give us an answer. And the people from the city and the state are the ones who announced this just now. Nobody could give us an answer. Nobody wanted to give us an answer. They were like, how about you call this person? And would give us new numbers to give to people, or to call. We got one email from one of our contacts that I'm assuming, just like we were, assumed that we had to close it. So she was like, hey, I just heard about this. Sorry, guys. Because we had just emailed her like 10 minutes before. And then we're like, okay, we're just going to cancel it. Obviously, that's the city person. It's legit. And then we call the police that we're in contact with. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, we're still having a 5K. It's like,
Oh my God.
I don't know. I think that got canceled. I don't know for sure. Like, but at the time, that was the thing. Like, okay, everything's getting canceled. And then everybody was like, well, you didn't have to cancel it. Like, officially.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and because you watch that thing and they're like, okay, yeah, no more than 250 people, which now it's like 50 people, it's going down to 10 people. Like,
Right.
The official number keeps going less, and other countries have got it down to 5.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of us are there yet. I don't know the details.
I don't think so, but I mean, some places just have an actual curfew. Like,
Yeah.
you cannot leave your house unless it's for emergency reasons.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy. By the time you watch this,
Who knows?
Yeah,
Like, we got 24 hours to go before we edit this.
yeah, as of right now, it's Wednesday, March 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And the current thing is that you're really just supposed to pretty much quarantine yourself in your house no matter what the situation is socially. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Most restaurants have switched to curbside pickups.
Yep.
Lobbies of all the banks are closed. Basically, if it's not a warehouse store or something, I'm surprised those are even still open.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we decided to post that we closed the parade. Immediately got a bunch of shit for it.
Yeah. That was my favorite part about you, is like, he put so much work and dedication into this parade, and the days leading up to it, he got so much hate mail for not canceling the parade, and then once he did, he got more hate mail for canceling the parade.
You can't win.
Like, you're just sitting there being like, I'm just doing the best I can,
You can't
people.
win. This is like the smallest scale of what I imagine big companies go through when they make any possible decision. Think about this.
That's a good point.
If you're a political person, president, congressman, or whatever, if you're a big CEO, anything like that, no matter what decision you make, at least half the people are going to be pissed off at you for it.
True.
It doesn't matter if you make the best one or the worst one. Because you're going to have your true fans that no matter what you do, you could kill somebody and they'd be like, well, I don't see what he did wrong.
Would you say this this experience kind of like grinded something away from you, like a feeling of caring?
That was gone already.
I mean, I know you don't give a shit about things,
Yeah,
but
no. I treat most situations as if it's sales related.
well, see, like when I get either message, just kind of like hate mail or messages or whatever, like through a business or something, it like affects me. I'm like, oh man, like I want to be everybody's friend. I want to like please everybody.
Yeah.
But you had literally hundreds of people calling you names
I know,
and like being shitty towards you.
Well, yeah, it's like every single comment was either like, how irresponsible of you, you're still having this parade, and then like every comment after that was just like, you gave into the fucking hype, you stupid, this is dumb. like it was just like, it's all the people with really raised up trucks pissed off that you canceled it.
Jesus.
And then it's all the people in Priuses that are pissed off that you're having it.
Oh my god.
That's a joke.
That's a joke. Everybody please don't get more upset with Cameron.
But like stereotype wise, it makes sense with the type of people who bitch about one and then bitch about the other. And then there's all the people in the middle that are kind of like us, where it's like, you know what? I get both sides.
Yeah.
Neither are the best. Don't do it. Like, you might as well just err on the side of caution and just like, because somebody posted an article about a parade when the big influenza came out. It's like a black and white newspaper article basically, and it was about how a parade killed people. Like, posted it on our page.
Jesus. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Somebody pretty much accused you of, or
like, you're gonna kill everyone.
You are actually going to be responsible for the death of human beings.
You know what's stupid? Like, I don't know if it took place, but there was something going on in Century 2 on Saturday that took place, I think.
Yeah.
It was like an indoor thing, which the weather was going to suck for the parade. And it was really nice last year. The weather was going to suck, which means the attendance was going to be down.
Yeah.
People weren't going to come out because of the virus thing. Like, I think we could have had it.
I mean, it's like I said, the Blake Shelton concert was just days before the parade was supposed to happen. It's like, I understand the logic of, well, let's just cut it off while we're ahead. That way we don't keep going. But I also understand the logic of, well, if you're going to have the concert and no one's going to bitch about that, then we can have the parade, and people can just choose to go if they want to. Yeah. That's the thing. It makes my brain go to a place that this whole thing is making me think differently than I ever have before, and it's freaking me out.
Yeah. And I mean, like, not to focus too much on it, but like stock market wise, it is so bad. Yeah. Like, and there's a lot of opinions on that, because a lot of it is, it's bad because of some other factors, but a big one is the virus stuff. And knowing that that's temporary.
Real quick, I love how our last podcast that came out, which we had recorded a few weeks ago, you talk about how, like, oh yeah, dude, Tesla stock's up, man.
Oh,
it's going pretty well.
You should, okay.
Wait, what's the status now?
So Tesla stock, right? Let's get going on this. We won't spend too much time on it. I love, the first thing I do when I wake up is check what the stock market's doing. I'm officially 50 years old. Okay? I check it probably at least twice an hour, if not more. I'm on. And I don't even know as much as normal people probably know about it. But, okay, so I just check. Let's check Tesla really quick. So Tesla is down to $3.62 a share. Remember when we were shooting that thing inside of a restaurant where, like, they were talking about financial stuff?
Oh, yeah.
That day, Tesla was at $968 a share.
Jesus.
It was a peak. That was like an insane peak.
I want to say on our podcast, you said it was 900 something.
Yeah. So right now it's 362.
Fuck.
So I'm not like a professional stock person. I literally have like a few stocks and then some retirement stuff. But I have 2 Tesla stocks. One I bought at like 700 something, and then one I bought at 800 something.
Yeah.
It's down to 362.
Damn.
So
I don't know anything about it either, but that sounds bad.
So now I set $1,000 aside, and I have it set to where if it hits like $200, buy 5 of those sumbitches.
Oh Jesus!
Because something like Tesla, like, they're the head of electric, basically. They do tiles on roofs and shit like that, whatever, like solar panel stuff. Anyway, it's gambling, like what you talk about. Like, if you're doing individual stocks, it's not that smart, especially, like, you don't put money away for anything that you need in the next 5 years. Don't use money like that. But if it rebounds once this is all done, I can make a lot of money off that.
Damn.
And I was telling Cole the other day, I was like, there's a saying that says fortunes are made in recessions.
Yeah.
And it's because of shit like that. If you have the money, the people who are smart do a lot of good money stuff, and they put their money aside and wait for times like this, buy a bunch of stuff, and then wait for it to go back up. Genius.
I did have somebody talk to me the other day about like, so what kind of conspiracy theories have you heard about the coronavirus? And I was like telling them some that I've heard that are just ridiculous, but something I mentioned was kind of what you said. Every time something tragic like this happens in the world, somebody stands to profit from it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just interested to see what that's going to be for this one. Who's going to be utilizing what's happening and making money from it?
Well, it's crazy because I think this is where me and you have opinions that differ.
Probably.
But to me, my full belief is that the people who are smart with money and the people who are rich, it lies perfectly in with I love saying it as a joke, but the rich get richer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say it like ironically as a joke, but
yeah,
it's the people who know how to manipulate their money to make them more money love shit like this.
Yeah.
Because they're not scared. They're not financially scared of anything. They know to buy in at the right times because they have money allocated for that. So then, like 5 years from now, oh shit, they're gonna have twice as much money.
Man, that's a good point.
You know,
isn't that messed up?
But people who are not well off or are on the poorer side, they don't even have money to think about investing in anything. So all they're trying to do is keep to the essentials: shelter, utilities, and food.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all they can even think about.
Right.
You know, and trying to hope they have a job. But people who started businesses, people who, you know, have put in the work to figure that out. Now, there's a lot of people who don't have to put in work because they inherited money, whatever. But, you know, there's a lot of people, like I hope me and you are someday, where we start a business and we're well off and we don't have anything to worry about. We're comfortable. And then something like this happens. We put a bunch of money that we just have had sitting in an account for 10 years. We throw some money in some stocks, and 10 years from then, we're even more rich than we already were.
It's so messed up.
I know. It's crazy. It's a definitely, like, the people who figure out that you have to spend money to make money, as stupid as like it sounds when you're young.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true. Like, so true.
Just add on to the depression of this whole situation
Yeah.
right now. Jesus.
To me, it's like an amazing game to try to get to that level.
That's insane.
Motivation.
But that's the thing. It's interesting how it's affecting everybody differently.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you know me, like I'm a very social person,
Mm-hmm.
and my very small friend group will still have like little get-togethers here and there, but it's not like we can go out, you know, and do stuff again.
Yeah.
So it's just it's interesting to see what's going to happen with people, because to the people that don't really have a ton of people to go hang out with, or somebody that's job is directly affected by this and they're not working right now, they're just staying at home. How's it going to affect mental health? How's it going to affect relationships?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a strange foreign place that we're in now.
That's a thing too. And let's just take a break really quick. Do we need to restart cameras?
I mean, we still got like a few minutes, but
okay, cool.
But yeah,
then I kind of just stopped so that we can cut it if we needed to. But
oh.
This is like, so you said something about relationships.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna test the flex of people who can and can't communicate very well. People who are not used to being stuck in the same house together for longer periods of time. I think that's gonna like stress test a lot of relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna stress test a lot of people, because a lot of people do stupid stuff when they panic too.
Yeah.
So they make bad money decisions. They make bad, like, just person-to-person decisions because they're not thinking clearly.
Buying a shitload of toilet paper.
I mean, that's a perfect example. Like, people going out and buying stuff like that is a perfect example of, like, you are not thinking, you're panicking.
Right. And it's just another emotion that's driving you to make those choices. It's not logic.
It's overcorrection.
Do you think we'd be okay if we were stuck in a house together for
with me and you
3 or 4 weeks? Yeah.
No fucking way.
On that note, guys, we're going to take a short break, let you hear from our sponsors, because we have those.
Yeah.
And
first time ever.
And stick around, because we will be right back to keep this discussion going.
Yeah. Go hit that like button.
Yep. Corona. Wash your goddamn hands, bitch. The beer has nothing to do with the virus.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for taking a second to appreciate our sponsors. now that we're back, we want to talk about some more details. Also, you might notice the audio is a little bit better. We fixed some microphone stuff that we were too stupid to figure out
Chris
before.
came over here, slapped us in the face,
Yeah.
and told us what was up. So
Yeah.
appreciate it, Chris.
For sure.
We brought up just how everybody's handling the situation, how businesses are, and everything like that. Before the break, and our business,
Yeah.
we weren't sure with how our business would be affected by this.
Yeah, we're in a weird category of business where we will lose business, but some things just get rescheduled. We do video production, so it's weird. It's not like we are a service industry that we have a brick and mortar that we got to close. It's not.
Yeah.
We do a lot of freelance stuff. All of our work's from home anyway, so
Yeah.
it's weird. But we have seen an effect already.
We have weddings
Yeah.
that have postponed, events that we were scheduled to shoot. We had a $1,300 gig coming up this month. That was like a mini documentary type thing.
Yeah.
All of us were going to be in on it. Chris, that's the one that you were going to make music for, and that we were going to shoot and everything. And it's been postponed because it's a 70-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah.
But that's money that we're not going to see this next couple months. So.
And the email that I've read, I didn't even see them mention that it's postponed. I just said that it's canceled.
She said canceled until further notice, but we look forward to working with you in the future.
Oh, she did say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so that's optimistic.
Yeah, that's optimistic.
Yeah. But yeah, it has affected us a little bit. It'll probably affect us more as the weeks go by.
Yeah, because I'm worried about, like, right now, we talk about people reacting emotionally and stuff, and right now there's a lot of people trying to hold on to as much money as possible.
Yes, that's where the worry comes, for sure.
And we're in a weird position where we work with a lot of businesses that do not want to shell out cash for a promotion, but at the same time probably should be thinking about promoting themselves in a time like this to stand out from all the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's going to be hard to convince people of that, even though it makes sense. But, I mean, we've had 2 or 3 brides now push their dates to later in the year.
3, yeah.
So we're just now starting to feel it.
Yep. And like other businesses, we're being forced to adapt, try to think differently about how to stay afloat. For example, the Sedgwick County Zoo, we've been doing virtual kind of zoo exhibit tours with them, try to bring the animal life to the home life virtually. So stuff like that. But
yeah, for sure. And we have a lot of ideas. It's just hard right now to like implement them because we're so focused on trying to get all our work done.
Yeah. And I'm worried about Julie's profession. Not that she's not gonna get work because she works at a hospital, and obviously that's like one of the most high demand jobs at the moment. But she's so much more at risk to that kind of stuff now. And I mean, what happens if she tests positive for it? Does that mean she's out of work? They just are like, oh, you got to go home then. We can't have you even back at the hospital for a long time.
And think about that. That affects you because if I know you have it, I don't want to be around you.
True.
And you could have it right now. We don't even know.
We all in this room could probably have it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, there's a chance. There's what kind of percentage do you think?
In my head, I keep telling myself 13.
Oh. 13%?
In my head, that's where I like to keep it.
That's a specific number.
It's higher than 10, but lower than 20.
Okay, you're correct. The math adds up.
I'm glad you appreciate that.
But yeah, it's super weird.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure that logo's facing out.
Yeah. Just recently they announced that they closed schools, which is what we were I barely touched on that earlier.
You know what's crazy is Kansas is the first state to do that.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I didn't know that we were the first ones to do it, but K through 12 schools closed the rest of the semester.
Yeah, which is crazy. This is what pisses me off about reading stuff online. And why I told you I deleted Facebook for a second. This is one of the things.
Yeah.
So every article I read one that said school year. Every other article said the rest of the year. So everybody's like, till December, schools are closed. It's like, no.
It is unsure, isn't it?
School year.
Yeah.
Which means till like May, which is like where most things are already closing till.
Yeah.
So it's really not that crazy sounding. Like, it is crazy sounding, but it's not like, oh, for the next like 9 months, school's closed. Like, it could be, who knows? But
yeah,
I hate how deceiving these titles on all these articles are.
I know, man. there's a lot of clickbaity shit going on.
And people are like, oh, the media's not doing anything. Okay. I think there's a little bit of unnecessary addition on the media's end, but yeah.
People know me and like where I lean on that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like you'd have to be crazy to not say that fear and crazy titles and stuff like that are what gets clicks and what sells.
That's what they have to make money with, man.
Obviously, that's going to happen.
For sure.
And it's not helping the situation at all.
There's no way that's helping anybody. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Because every time, I mean, here's the thing. With the whole toilet paper thing, I know that's like the thing. It's probably worn out by now. But like,
it's a meme.
Yeah. It could be any of the stuff that's running out on shelves. You have people do it. Media talks about it, of course. We all know this. Then more people are like, who actually just need the stuff, who aren't like buying into the panic of it. They're just like, well, I actually just need to go grocery shopping. I'm actually out. Like,
Me and my paper towels. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect example. Well, now you're going. If you see any, you're like, well, there's none here. I better pick up 2 packs because there might not be any in a week or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it just snowballs to where like there's people that aren't even panic buying that are now like just being indulgent and like trying to make sure or protective, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's just this huge chain reaction that sucks.
I saw a post on Reddit that said instead of going to the grocery store and taking pictures of empty shelves and posting them online, because that, and like I said before, instills fear, makes people freak out and be like, oh, well, I need to go get some. Take pictures of the grocery stores that still have them.
Yeah.
That way, like, people online who don't necessarily need them are seeing that, okay, they're starting to come back in stock. I don't need to go hoard a bunch of them now. And then the people who actually do need them, like me and my paper towels, that cap puke ain't gonna clean itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to use like my rags on that because I don't want to wash that shit.
Hell no.
Imagine that gross little chunky kibble vomit shit in my washing machine, dude.
So one thing you can do,
yeah,
and I've done this before, is you take 2 dustpans and you just like slam them together and it like lifts it off the thing, and then you got no towels, and then you just kind of like spray and clean. You can use a rag if you want because there's really nothing left. Throw that shit away, rinse off your dustpan, you're good to go.
Off topic, but it's shit like this.
What?
Cameron, one time when we were really little, was staying over, like when we were in middle school, was staying the night over my house, and he had like a Coke can sitting on the ground, and he accidentally kicked it over, and it like spilt all over my mom's carpet, and I'm just like, oh dude, and he's like, oh no, I got this. Immediately takes off his sock, soaks it up super quick with his sock, and then like lifts it up, and there's not even a stain there because he got it so quick before it could stain into the carpet fibers. And I mean, his sock was spent, but that was worth it.
But compared to like, okay, do I use one of their clean towels? Do I run to the bathroom and figure out how much toilet paper to use? Do we have a discussion on if paper towels? Rather than having to figure something out, oh, I'll just let my sock be gross. I can get driven home in a sockless shoe.
He did it in a way where I knew he's done it before.
I don't think I ever had.
Expert.
I don't think I ever had.
That was just an in the moment thought that you had.
I have weird, super in the moment, like, okay, this is how I handle this. We were at the zoo shooting today, and I thought I heard what sounded like water. Of course, the zoo's not going to have a tsunami come through it. But
what the fuck are you about to
we
talk
were at
about?
the prairie dog exhibit,
Yeah.
and I heard what sounded like water. I'm sure there was water. We were at the zoo, and I was sitting there like, man, that would be crazy if I just saw water, like huge things of water, like when you watch tsunamis from like Asia and
Kansas,
shit. Yeah. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense in my head. But if it is, what's my plan with all the equipment?
Oh, to save the equipment.
Yeah.
That's your priority?
Yep. And so my thing was like, okay, because if, even if it wasn't a tsunami and it didn't go very high, but let's say it went like 3 feet high, I'm like, okay, if I see it coming, I'm picking up the car, running, and I'm putting it on top of the rock barrier that's next to the prairie dogs. I already had it planned in my head. Like, and it was as if it was coming right then. I'm like, done.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And it was like, it worked for me. But I think about stuff like that way too much. Like in the moment of stuff that doesn't need to be thought about.
Leave a comment if you think Cameron should seek mental help.
Maybe people should seek help from me to figure out small problems.
They should utilize this weird superhero power.
Because what brought on this conversation? Wasn't there something else we were talking about that was like a little...
I mean, we were talking about the whole vomit thing.
Oh yeah, with the thing. That's the trade-off, right?
Oh yeah,
because I have these
thing.
ideas, but I have awful short-term memory.
Mm.
So like, great, you can tap me with a bunch of stupid ideas, but I will not remember them. In
Your
2 minutes.
ideas are your superpower, but your memory is your kryptonite.
There we go.
Damn.
But I mean, I've done that. Like Sven would like do his thing on the floor, like puke or whatever, because he like got in the cat box and it was like disgusting.
Gross.
Just take two dustpans and just like, and you get most of it in there, and you can just dump it in the sink or something,
Cool.
or the toilet.
Could you imagine being, to get back on subject, could you imagine being in school right now, in high school, while this is all
No.
going on?
No, it's weird. We have some brides on our Facebook page that are like old brides that we had that are teachers.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I've been seeing their posts being like, it's so weird to think like the other day, one of them was today, that I was just saying like, okay, see you tomorrow to like my students, and now it's like they're not there.
That's crazy.
Like that's so weird.
And I heard that they're like these schools aren't going to be required to, or maybe it hasn't passed yet. Again, I have no idea, but they're not going to be required to make up the semester. This is just gone.
That's
it's
bullshit.
Isn't that crazy? Because it didn't happen to us when we were kids.
No, that is crazy though. Like,
It's
imagine that.
Yeah.
It's really weird. So like you play a game like Fallout or something,
Yeah.
and you just picture like this stupid stuff that's happening, but like there's so many things like that just seem like they never would have happened.
And that's what I'm saying is that like the mindset that this whole thing puts you in, you feel like it's apocalyptic in a way.
Yeah.
It's making me think differently, and I don't like it.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's making me feel like in my head I'm convincing myself things are never going to be the same, and it just depresses the shit out of me.
Well, like, so, Ashley texted me earlier saying like, oh, my work might close till like the beginning of next month.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because like, me and you like work for ourselves.
Right.
And that's very uncertain.
But small businesses, man, and people's jobs.
Yeah. One of my promises in case this goes to hell is like Ashley works technically, and we can probably, at least that's like it can crutch us by. As successful as we've kind of been and stuff like that, and we have some money put away, it's like it's still scary.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm grateful that I'm not where I was years ago where I had nothing in savings or whatever, but
Yeah.
I was driving to go get that gun, and I had like the pit of my stomach. I don't know, it came out of nowhere, and probably because I hadn't eaten anything today too, and it got like 3:00 in the afternoon. But
Yeah.
like, I had so much anxiety in the car.
Really?
I like felt it in my stomach, and I don't know why it came out of nowhere. But I was just
Jesus.
like, I do not feel good, like just stressed out. Last night, every time I close my eyes, every time I wake up a lot during the middle of the night, but every single time it was all about this stuff. Like,
Damn. It's like, it's all you can think about. Which is weird because something that we talked about when we were shooting the zoo today is us just hanging out, talking, laughing, walking around with our equipment, filming stuff at the zoo. It felt like everything was normal.
yeah,
It felt like everything was how it was last month.
yeah,
And that's what's crazy is it was not long ago when things were normal.
I know.
And now the zoo's totally closed. You can barely you're not supposed to interact with people.
Yeah.
Like you can't go to the theater. You can't go out to eat. You can't go anything and do anything like that.
Yeah.
So weird.
Man, we were talking about the article that was like Black Widow's release date gets pushed back, which pushes back the whole Marvel universe.
And
like,
I didn't even think about that. That's
stuff
insane.
like that, big picture things like that get pushed back, and people who know us aren't any stranger to like me and my wife love Disney World and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's crazy that those places closed. I mean, one thing that gives me hope though is that Disney in Shanghai and I think in Hong Kong, they closed early on, like when China was the worst of it,
Yeah.
and they just reopened.
Yeah.
So that was like a little like, oh, that's good to
optimistic
hear.
news. Yeah.
Because that's a huge risk.
And another thing is the whole China's hospital, last emergency
Yeah.
hospital that they made finally closing down.
Yeah.
Like they're seeing the positive numbers again, just like South Korea is. There is hope on the horizon, but I feel like we're nowhere near the worst of it here in our country yet.
Yeah, my worry is that, okay, China's opening and stuff right now.
Yeah.
My worry's not about China anymore, but yesterday I was looking and they had no new cases.
Oh wow.
Which is insane. Like, and for the last week or two, they haven't gotten to 81,000. They've stayed in 80,000 and in between 80 and 81,000 for as long as I can remember now.
Wow.
Which means they're not increasing that much.
Wow.
Italy and whatever the other one is. Spain's getting really bad right now, but
Oh really?
Italy and South Korea or whatever.
South Korea's got positive numbers now, but they were really bad for a while.
Okay. But they're the ones that's like, Italy's almost death toll is as big as China's was, but they have half the amount of cases. Like
wow.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
But my worry is that like things are going to stay really closed for a really long time just in case.
Yeah.
Because I checked today, China has 13 new cases, which isn't a lot, but one started it, Like,
I know.
Who knows if one started it?
That's the fear is that once everybody quarantines themselves, if we do get through this rough period, and then we start to see a very drastic like decrease in cases, when they say, okay, you're good to go back out, we're going to start opening shit back up again, are we going to see an increase again?
Yeah, do we just start this over?
What's the line?
Like,
yeah. We
and that's
don't
the
know.
thing.
There's so much uncertainty.
The line is what's crazy. This line of like, this hasn't happened before. Where and when do we cross these lines? And one thing, actually sent me this one thing, and it was super interesting. I love this idea. That there's some, I'm going to butcher this thing. There's somebody, I don't know if they're a medical person or if they're just a rando, but there's somebody out there proposed the idea that, you know, you've probably heard this, months ago, everybody was getting sick and nobody could figure out what the hell it was. Like, everybody's like, oh, it's just this weird cold or flu going around. There's this idea that this actually happened last year.
Oh, yeah.
And that just nobody really thought about it very hard because they're like, oh, yeah, it's just a weird thing that's going around. And
I've heard about that
and
before,
it's like a really bad sickness people were getting, and everybody was just kind of getting through it, or, you know, I'm sure some of them are dying and stuff. And then it's like, now we just have a name for it, and it's like, you know, now it just seems a lot worse, but really it was the same shit that was. But I mean, I just love the idea, the fact that it like slipped under our nose for like a whole year.
Yeah.
But
it goes to the whole scariness of us having it and not knowing it.
Yeah.
Because what is it? Idris Elba or whatever, how you say his name?
Yeah.
I think he put out a video the other day, and he doesn't have any symptoms at all, but he tested positive for it.
I'm not saying.
And he's fine. I think there's another basketball star that said the same exact thing. Doesn't feel like he has a cold.
Yeah.
No like scratchy throat, not even a runny nose, but he has it.
Yeah.
So the way it affects people is so weird.
And that's what's crazy, you know, right now we are, you know, everybody has allergies and shit. Like, a lot of people have colds.
Yes.
And, you know, flu season's basically done, but like, you know, some people still, I'm sure, are going through that. I clear my throat constantly. You know, I'm at that point of the year where it's like every time I go to bed, I go have a runny or stuffy nose, and it's like because my body's turning off for the night or whatever.
Yeah.
And like right now, my throat burns probably because I've been talking forever. But it's like you never fucking know. Man.
And whenever we hang out, my throat hurts like a bitch because we just talk and laugh the whole entire time.
I guess we spent the whole day at the zoo so far shooting, so it's like I know that doesn't help. But I know that their main thing, and I don't know if it's changed because who knows? I just feel like the information's always changing. Is that like if you have a dry cough, you probably have it.
A dry cough.
Yeah.
That's such a vague symptom.
But like if you're coughing and you don't have like stuff coming up or anything, if you have like a cough that's just like air, like that's what they say, I guess. But that's one thing I heard. Like who knows? That could not even be true. Like
I know you hate her, but my sister, I feel so bad for her because she's like worked her ass off to get her master's degree at WSU, and she's like one of those people who, you know, like us, we wouldn't give a shit about walking during graduation because like that's probably just extra money that you need to spend for no reason.
For sure.
But she was really, really looking forward to it as like an accomplishment. I'm finally done with school type of thing, and then it got canceled because it's this semester when she was supposed to graduate. It sucks.
So would this be her third time graduating?
I don't know how that works.
But she's graduated once already.
I got my associate's degree and regretted it. So.
But she's graduated though, right? Before, right? Because you have to get a bachelor's and then you get, or is it master's after that, and then it's PhD?
I don't know. Chris, we're gonna bring Chris in now, just because regarding school,
we're gonna refer to him.
First of all, Chris, like that's another person who's been working their ass off to like get to a degree.
No, we don't know that.
You're right. You're right. We don't know if he's actually been working his ass off for it. But Chris, how many years of school do you think you've been in?
That's a complicated question.
Yeah, it is.
Off and on for over 10 years.
Damn.
Yep.
And this is your last semester.
Yeah.
You weren't walking, were you? Or planning on it?
I hadn't decided yet, but
really?
Apparently not.
Yeah. The world decided for you.
Yeah.
So
it really doesn't bother me.
So what's your take on schools, like WSU specifically, like what they're doing? I know you told us that they weren't giving you much information.
Honestly, there's so much that is unknown, I think, by the schools as well. Like students have minimal information just because they started spring break a week early, not solely because they canceled, I think, but also because they want to try and figure out how to navigate what they're going to do for the rest of the semester, because they're trying to move everything to virtual learning, like online classes and stuff, which is obviously much more complicated than in-class time.
For sure, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
No. So walk us through, like, how'd you get notified that you're not going back to school?
Email.
You just got an email.
Yeah,
that was like,
mass email.
Sup,
they
bro?
send it to all students.
Just, hey, man.
Like, that's so weird to me.
Yeah.
So we hear a news article or a news briefing that's like, School's canceled for the rest of the school year. Be specific.
Yeah, there were already rumors that they were thinking about, going online and doing something, and there were other schools around the country already thinking about doing this stuff too before it even came to Kansas. It all just kind of came together at the same time.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of people that still don't know what to do about this, I think.
What's your take on the current state of society, Chris?
No opinion.
Yeah, I think that's probably safe. Because I think a lot of people have too many opinions about what's going on.
The best opinion is not to have one.
Yeah, for sure. Not to give into that trend.
What's your toilet paper situation look like, Chris?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So your ass is clean?
Safe to say.
Sweet.
You heard it here at the Cameron Nicole podcast.
Chris's ass is clean.
I know you guys have been wondering.
We'll post a picture of him below. So, what's your toilet paper situation looking like?
Julie and I, we buy like the big packs of toilet paper, and I think I bought this pack that we're using right now last month, and we still got plenty left.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't poop.
It's not about poop. I use toilet paper to clean my bathroom.
Did you guys not know that about me?
I did not know that. Now, come to think of it, I've never... even staying the night at your house, you just never did.
No.
Huh.
Yeah, I actually don't have a butthole.
It's because you're full of shit. I'm 50 years old, people. But, yeah, Ashley and I got plenty of toilet paper.
Yeah, that's good.
That's all you got to know.
Nice. Did you say you use toilet paper to clean your bathroom?
Yeah, Ashley, it pisses Ashley off, actually. So, and not that I'm, like, sitting there like, all right, got my roll and I'm going to, clean my bathroom. But, like, so if I want to clean my toilet or the sink or anything,
yeah.
Let's say there's anything on that, right?
Yeah.
If I use a towel or, like, a rag that I can wash and I spray the toilet and shit, all it does is smear it around. And if you don't believe me, we can go fucking test it right now.
I'm all right.
Sorry about my cursing. But no, like, so I've cleaned toilets. We've all cleaned toilets, right? All of those with me. Not that you have to, be on the side of like, oh, I clean it with toilet paper. I get that's not smart. But I use a towel and I wipe the toilet around and or the sink. Let's do the sink for it. Let's say there's a hair on the sink.
Yeah.
I use a towel.
Yeah,
it just smears it.
You got to get all the debris off first.
Yeah.
And then you clean.
Well, there are some people who will just start, like, let's say a Clorox wipe. They'll start with a Clorox wipe. It's like if you were to dust your fan and you used a Clorox wipe to start. It's like, what? You know it's not going to end well.
You're too passionate about small things.
Man, dude, I'm telling you. So
you get too worked up about them.
So I use toilet paper sometimes to do like that final wipe of everything because it has a texture, it soaks in, so it picks the stuff up. Am I wrong? Anyway, I've kind of gotten out of that. Ashley's kind of gotten me off of that. We got a YouTube notification.
Did we? Live on the air. What is it?
Kevin Smith announced he had just posted his wedding video from his wedding recently. So,
oh, nice.
We're gonna have to go watch that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
I just want to touch a little bit more on about local businesses and stuff because we are in the local business scene. And,
man.
And we know a lot of local business owners that are being really, really impacted by this, way more than we are. And I guess just to everybody who supports local businesses and to those who may have a business out there, just stay optimistic, hope for the best. We all got to support each other in a time like this.
And I mean,
it all sucks.
A lot of you won't have to think about this because you'll live it, and you maybe already are living it. But to those of you who don't, think about this. Most businesses are just getting by. I read a thing, which doesn't make me an expert, but it made a lot of sense. They were talking about zombie businesses. They're just businesses that exist. They don't contribute to anything. They don't grow the population in any kind of way mentally. They don't contribute very much. They just exist. They make enough money to survive.
Yeah.
And that might be the wrong term for zombie business. I think it's more for people who like just eat up resources and suck. But think about it in a different way. Like most local restaurants here, they're not growing. They're keeping the doors open. They employ a handful of people.
Sure.
And that's their life. Like they might be successful and, the owners might make some money off it, but that's their job. Like it's okay if you own a business and you're a little well off because you grew that yourself.
Yeah.
But a tiny bit of a thing like this, it's not like they have stockpiled cash to run their business.
Right.
Like this is affecting so many people. Think about all the people who aren't. This isn't hard for people to think about. I'm sorry, I'm keep going. But so like if Ashley's work closes, which they're not already, but like another one's closed. A lot of salons are closed right now. They already have announced they're closing.
Yeah.
All those people work off commission. Like you close down a salon or something like that, or a restaurant or whatever, all the people who work there no longer work until they're just told to come back, and they're not getting paid during that. A business isn't like, hey, I'm going to pay you in full during this time.
Totally.
So, I keep seeing like buy gift cards and stuff. I guess that helps the business. It's not really helping the employees very much, but it's helping the business, unless there's something that I don't know about. I'm sure there is, but it's weird. Just like I posted something when this all started, and I didn't realize it was going to be that big of a deal. But yeah, like I just saw one of the local restaurants was, they posted something about like, hey, like don't let this scare you. We're taking all this stuff. We don't want to like lose you and stuff. And I was like, man, I didn't think about that. Like these local businesses are going to feel this hard, and some of them aren't going to come back.
Right.
Like some of them are just going to disappear.
100%.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And now that we work for ourselves and we have our own business, it's just us and a couple of people who kind of help us from time to time.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
For the next 2 months, I feel like we're okay. But I don't expect, that's because we already have stuff lined up. I don't expect new things to come our way. Like
100%. Yeah.
I hope they do. But because you never know, we get the most random calls sometimes for certain jobs. But yeah, it's scary. Everybody's scared. Everybody's panicking.
Yeah.
But take this time, take some deep breaths, chill out, enjoy this little time, find the little nuggets of positive in it.
Yeah. And again, we're not the experts on any of this, but if you guys find yourselves at home, find something that you're passionate about. Yeah. This might actually help you find something new that you like. To all the small business owners and all the people that are being directly affected by this, we all have to. Everybody's there's a ton of people out there that have the mindset of apocalyptic time. Yeah. I need to think for myself. I need to go buy all my shit. I need to stock up. I need to hoard. Now is the time where we all need to be together on this and to really, really help each other out. Yeah. Of course, not person to person because of social distancing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, we just really need to look out for each other, help each other out, communicate.
Yes. And
just try to stay optimistic. Be positive.
If you are going to get dinner, don't go to McDonald's or any chain. Go to somewhere local.
Yeah, there you go.
And I've never been like a big local everything, whatever. Like I appreciate it, but I've never been.
Now is the time to support that stuff.
Now's the time. All the time you've heard that was like just being cool. Like now's when you need to do it because you're not going to see these people when it's all done.
It's a really good point.
Yeah.
So, man, having more serious podcasts kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah, man, that sucks. I want to make more jokes. Think of a joke. Not a stupid joke. Don't even give me one of your stupid jokes. Never mind. We're done. Subscribe.
Why'd you even ask?
Like and comment.
I would ask Chris to tell the joke about the guy with the big orange head, but that would take a whole podcast.
I'm going to tell you right now. If you are listening or watching to this point, you watched all of this and you made it here, I am begging you. Hit that subscribe button. I'm not even joking. Don't be the person that's like, there's so many other people doing that. I'm not doing that. Or just not thinking about it. Do it. Please.
Please subscribe, guys, and leave some more ideas.
It's just, no, I'm not done. Don't cut me off. We have released.
How much time do we have left, Chris?
We've released like 3 podcasts and gotten
28 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We've released 3 podcasts in the last whatever and gotten like 2 or 3 extra subscribers, but each one had more people liking our Facebook page that we're not even active on than subscribe to us.
You're right.
That math doesn't add up.
It does not.
I just want you to know it doesn't tell us everybody who subscribes. It doesn't tell us everybody. So if you're worried about them, no. Fuck. We're cutting to black. Keep it recording.
We could.
Subscribe, like, and comment.